Ma, where you at?
Girl,
What took you so long?
this place is just too big. You know, it's always a problem here. Hi, darling.
Hi.
You know this building is just too big. It's too much. Jeez.
Ma, what's up?
What's going on, girl?
How you feel when I told you that you was gonna be on the show?
I was kind of excited, but you know, had a little like anxiety.
So why you nervous? We regular.
Do I look nervous?
Yeah, like you feel like you gotta be you. This is
me.
like everybody been requesting this, you know? Like everybody want to see you. This is a thing. So you gotta be true to this, not new to this.
Okay.
You get me?
Here we
Alright.
go.
So recently you just did a Trap Genius photo shoot.
I sure did.
Geniusly. How was that?
It was super dope. I had an amazing night with some phenomenal people.
You was
great.
nervous?
No,
You wasn't nervous? How you like how the photos and stuff came out?
it was crazy.
Did you shock yourself though? Wow.
Yeah, a little bit. Because sometimes I'm not photogenic. So I was kind of surprised that it came out good. For the
Yeah.
first time too.
Yeah, that's fire.
In front of other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like lately it's been like you're like popular demand, especially on my Instagram. People been requesting you. When I post you, first put your glasses up.
But girl, this
I don't
is
like
why
when
I
you
like
do
wearing
that.
my glasses
No, push
like
them
that.
up.
Okay, well here
Good.
we go.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
So people been requesting you on my Instagram. Every time I post you, my views go skyrocket.
Really?
My DMs get crazy. They've been calling you auntie now.
Oh,
So they saying that whatever you do, they gonna support it, but they just want to see more of you.
that's such love.
So
Amazing.
how you feel?
Fucking love, yeah.
How you feel about that?
I'm excited.
People don't know, like well, they know that you my mother, you raised me and stuff like that, but we are like day and night. We are
Absolutely.
the total opposite. So where did that
Absolutely.
come from? Explain to the people.
When you have children, you don't want your children to be like you. I don't think that anyone should want, especially where you come from. You know, you don't have a perfect life, but my grandmother, I was raised from my grandmother, so she did the best that she can do, and I think she really did good. So basically, in my head, you know, I said to myself, I don't want my child to be like me. You want your children to be opposite from you. So with me, you know, I have a temper. I could, I'm working on myself, but I have a temper. I can be a little boisterous at times, and you just don't want that same vibe. You don't want that same energy because it's not going to mix, especially when it's two women. So I got that from my grandmother as well. When I had you, she said to me, she said, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to tell you something. And I think that the best experiences that I had, my mother, my grandmother, I had a foundation. So my grandmother had explained to me, she said, you know, I see that you love this baby, and I'm going to tell you something. Everyone is not going to like your child. You're going to have situations where your child will play you. So you have to know, and you have to be, you have to accept what children do. So, you know, with that being said, I took heed to a lot of things, and I said, well, you know, she gave me examples like, you know, your child is going to go to school. A teacher is not going to like your child. It's going to be one teacher that's not going to like your child. There's going to be children that's not going to like your child. How will you respond? With that, you learn, and you don't want your children to learn to be disrespectful. I wasn't disrespectful, but I wasn't the pleasant thing as well, you know? So you don't want your children to be disrespectful. You don't want your children to also be disrespectful to people in the streets. So that basically gives you, you know, the learning skills of, because being a parent doesn't come with a manual.
Yeah.
It doesn't come with instructions. I feel like it comes from home. It also comes from God. God gives you the motherly instincts on how to raise your children and how you want them to be. And so you have to talk to your children a certain way. I couldn't yell at you. You yell when children are young, then that makes them nervous. That makes them afraid of you.
Like, you know, you can't help it. You was yelling.
Well, I was yelling when you got to be a teenager.
When I got older, when I was little and you would yell, what would I do?
Cry.
No, what else?
Oh, pass out. You know, you would faint. You was one of those, like, what is wrong with this kid? She always fainting, you know, and pass out like boof, you know.
You took me to the doctor?
I had to take you to the doctor and everything. I'm like, every time, the doctor was like, the pediatrician, she's like, she's for you. You know, she don't get this, like you yelling or, you know, but you was always a mild-mannered child. You were never a child that was just running around unless you was with my brothers, your uncles or something. You were always mild-mannered. You was always different.
So having a kid in the 90s, what was that like? Because the summers was different, the winters was different, everything was different.
Everything.
What was that like for you when you was pregnant?
Well, I was pregnant, that was 1989. So that was like the hottest summer of it felt like I was gonna die. I felt like I was having an alien, okay? I was stressed out. I was sick all the time. You know, I was hiding it from my grandmother, so I had to have a little bucket in the room so I could, you know,
Throw up and stuff.
and do everything that I needed to do in that bedroom. But my grandmother was like, hey, there's no fools in here. Somebody is having a baby and she better get out of here and this, that, and the other. But, you know, I was like, look, I'm 20 years old, 21 years old. And I felt like I was ready. But I also felt as if I was lost. But in my head, I said, this is what I'm going to do. You know, I'm going to raise this child. I want her to go to Catholic school. I had it all planned out. But I also had a plan. I had it in my head that it was a boy. So I done had the name.
What was my name?
Travis.
So it wasn't a thing, you know how people found out before what they having? You didn't know at all?
Well, back then, actually, they wouldn't tell you when you take your sonogram and everything because that was your first child. So the doctor that I had wouldn't tell me. Like, they wanted you to be surprised.
Okay.
But I also was dealing with your father, and he came from Brooklyn. And it was a situation with that, and I don't think that any woman should have to go through a stage where they're alone. So I think I was traumatized behind that. I just didn't never say anything, but I was traumatized, and that's why I never had another child, because I felt like if a woman is, you know, having a child, she should have her significant other there because it's very stressful being pregnant, and it's mental.
So you think you went through like the postpartum depression
I did.
and everything?
Yeah, I did.
It was a whole thing.
It was a whole thing.
So during that time, like in the 90s, well, because I was born in 89, but then, you know, 90s and stuff like that, what was like the culture like in Harlem? How was it raising a child and during that time? Because now you always say this is a scary time to have a kid.
Yeah, this is a scary time. Well, it was easy.
Wow.
To me, it was easy. It was money.
Okay.
It was money out there, you know. It was money. So if you well, my grandmother had money. I really couldn't live off of her at that particular time because she was teaching me a lesson. Because she was born in 1919, so she felt like it was embarrassing to have a child and you weren't married.
Got it.
So she basically was trying to teach me a lesson like, you got to get out. So she then put me out. And when she put me out, I went to stay with my cousin, Nika, for like a year. But having a baby back then, it was very easy. Like, you know, the money was out there. And if you met someone, you know, it was money. I didn't feel like I was struggling, And after a while, you know, my grandmother accepted the fact. So it was so easy, you know, for me to get money, for me to take care of you. My grandmother cooked. My grandmother did everything. You know, once they seen you, she accepted it. Oh, this baby is here. And now it's the jealousy, you know, between, now the father is back. So it was the jealousy. They didn't want you to go over there. They, you know, my mom, you know, she was in between everything. And it was like the money was there. My grandmother had money. My grandmother was a hustler. My grandmother had gambling spots, so the money was there. But I also snuck and did little things for myself because I'm an independent person and I really don't like to, you know, wait for someone to give me anything. So I kind of, like, my friends told me, okay, well, do this, you know, go and get on public assistance. But what happened was I didn't use my grandmother's address. I used my cousin's address in the Bronx. So my grandmother had bank accounts.
Because y'all had the same name.
We had the same name. But she had bank accounts for me, and she had bank accounts of her own. It came up in the system.
When you were trying to go on public assistance.
Right.
So they was like, you can't get the...
So when it came up, they sent my grandmother the letters. So my grandmother then was like, hey, you shouldn't have went and got pregnant, this, that, and the other, and you feel that you need to get on public assistance, and they was trying to take her money. So then it stopped. Because it was too much money, and I couldn't. So from there, I worked.
Before you had a job, what was the reason why you went and definitely got a job?
I went and got a job. My grandmother had then put me out again. But when this time she put me out into my own place. So she paid the month's rent and security. And when she paid the month's rent and security, I think you were like 3 years old or something like that. And so you was used to having everything. And so now I'm sitting there like, now how am I gonna do this? Because I'm not used to paying bills.
Right.
I don't pay no bills. I just get money and I just do me.
Right.
And I take care of you. And that's it. So now I'm like, my grandmother buys the furniture. Everything is going crazy, chaotic, because the furniture comes, the people put the furniture on the street. My grandmother is like, put that back on the truck. That's not how we do this. This, that, and the other. And I'm like, oh, but I want the furniture. Because I'm spoiled too. I want the furniture. I want this. She's like, put it back on the truck. So now I'm like, well, I'm not staying there. I'm going back to your house. She's like, you're staying over here with your child, little Marie, and you're going to figure this out. So we stay over there. She get the furniture. She get new furniture. I think it was from Siemens back then. She gets me a big air conditioner to make it comfortable, and she cooks for us
All the stuff we needed.
everything.
What made you go get a job?
I was purchasing you sneakers all the time.
Yeah, every
shoes.
Friday.
Yeah.
Every Friday I got
Every
a new pair of
Friday.
sneakers.
So this time you said, you like one, and you like, well, Mommy, when are you gonna, you need a job. So I was like, saying to myself, well, how she knows I'm not working? Like, it was strange. Like, you was like, Mommy, you gonna get a job now, because how I'm gonna get my sneakers? So I sat in the house and I thought about it. I started crying. And I said to myself, I said, you know what? I have to go out there and do what I have to do.
The hustle that you had then, did you feel like it went down once became grown?
I feel like I became grown, but I still didn't have it together.
No, I'm talking about the hustle that you had when you was raising me, like when I was small and you had to take care of me. Once I transitioned into a grown-up, did you feel like your hustle changed? You didn't know how to put that same energy into yourself. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Why,
Most definitely.
Why is that?
Because I'm like the foundation of the family for everybody.
And it's like you have to be taking care of
somebody.
Yeah.
And I felt that way. I had a conversation with a guy, and he said it to me. We were on the phone one day. He said, "You know what, Marie, I see in you." He said, you got to stop. He said, "You did well by Tutu. It's time for you to take care of you." Because I'm like crying, I'm all over the place, like, you know, Tutu is on her own now, she's going to school. But I feel right now like I'm jumping ship with what I'm trying to get with. Because the struggle for me was I had to grow up. I had to grow up because I lost my mother. I lost my grandmother. And those were the people that I depended on. I depended on my grandmother. I depended on my mother if I wanted to go out. I depended on the money that my grandmother had because my grandmother took care of you and I. Until I decided to say, I have to be grown. I have to be this woman. I have to get a job. When I got a job, then I got 2 jobs. And then I put you in Catholic school. But my grandmother enforced that because when I put you in public school, you was this kid that was so quiet. You were very quiet and timid. And being that way was frustrating for me because I'm like, what is wrong with you? You're scary. You know, that's what I'm thinking, that you're scary. My grandmother is like, public school is not for her. You have to put her in Catholic school. So now I put you in Catholic school. I still have my grandmother paying the tuition because I'm working, but I'm saying, oh, I'm doing this. I'm not doing what I supposed to do because I know I have my grandmother.
You got something to fall back on.
I have somebody to fall back on. So I'm not actually taking my money and saving it. My grandmother is paying our life insurance. My grandmother has money now in your name.
She doing everything.
She does everything. She has money in my brother's names. And so everything is good for me. If I want to go out, at one point I couldn't. I had a babysitter.
Yeah, everything.
Everything.
So what is it now for you? Because now is not that, you know you're going to be a parent forever.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because that's just how it is, right? When I go through stuff, I call you and stuff like that. You know, sometimes I don't be a burden, but, you know, regular stuff like, Mom, what should I do? Whatever the case may be. But now it's like you have to legit wake up and fend for Marie. So what does that look like for you?
I went through my phase with that. Well, I didn't know how to take care of me. I was taking care of everyone else. I was taking care of Rashad, Sean, James. If they get anything that Calvin, any of my brothers, I love them so much that I'm there for them. So now I have a breakdown. Then, you know, my life, like I had to take it to God. Like I really had to take it to God and say, Marie, you have to take care of you. Sometimes I don't even
know what that looked like.
No. But I had to find myself because I lost myself totally. I just lost myself. All I know is take care of Tutu. If somebody call me, drop down and roll.
So it's almost like, you know, when they be like, people know how to move when they're in survival mode. That's me. That's what it is. If you're not in survival mode, you don't know what to do. You get what I'm saying? And that's always something I'll be telling you, like, you gotta just learn how to just...
I can't just do it when it's not survival mode. I know how to do it. I know how to get on my grind. I know I'm a thinker. I think fast when I know it's something that I really need to. Sometimes I wait to the last minute. And I'm like, why did I wait to the last minute in order for this to take place? For me to make a move. I'm gonna bust a move.
You used to be like, don't depend on me because I'm not gonna always be here.
I'm not.
But it's like you depend on me without even asking for anything. You get it?
Yeah.
It's like as long as Tutu's up, I know that I gotta do at least something just in case she needs something. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, it's that. And I remember a time, this is why you always say, why you so easily detached from things? You always ask me that. Like, you know, you go through stuff, but I call you and you just seem so fine. Like, what is it? You date people and you just, I don't know, the next day you fine.
But I'm like that.
But that's because I remember one day, I'll never forget, remember when I was young, I used to work out a lot, right? And I was working out in the house, and I don't know, my heart started beating so fast, and I call you, Mom, I can't breathe. And you're like, what? I'm walking down the block. And as soon as you walk through the door, my heart rate was regular. And you was crying like, I'm tired of this. You can't keep doing this. I was so like, I had this thing with you. Like, I could feel sick. When you were around, I feel good. When you're not around, I don't feel good. And now I learned to that. I felt like I was a burden. You get what I'm saying?
No, never.
No, but what I'm saying is like, it's too much for somebody. Like to just have somebody, like even if somebody be like, yo, I can't live without you. That shit is too much for somebody to think about.
No,
you
know what? And I watch you with certain things, and I'm like, that's not good to be that way, because I can detach. I really detach when I feel disrespected. If I feel disrespected, you're gone.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm too nice, I'm too good, because I give, 100%. So I feel like, okay, well, I could like or love or whatever, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But I know one thing that I do know, this is, I was raised by
violate, you gotta go.
Some women, strong head. Like my grandmother was very strong head, and I always remember these words. She said, like somebody that likes you back.
Fact.
You'll know when they like you or they love you. You'll know that. So don't tolerate anything. I don't have to tolerate nothing.
That's a fact.
I work hard, always did. The only thing, people, places, and things I tolerate is family.
That's a fact.
I'm not tolerating outside bullshit at all. I work too hard.
Facts.
I work hard. My hustle is up. What I do with my life, that's on me. My grandmother raised me. Sometimes I say my life is not supposed to be like this, but I change it around. I change it. I said, you know what? It is, because God got me where I should be. Because God He takes care of children and fools. I'm both of them. I know that. You got to know yourself. I'm learning now the positions, why I'm in certain positions is because you can do better if you know better. So you got to train yourself. That's why you're where you are today. It's because you train yourself. It's because me talking to you. It's because me giving you every proper step of the way that you're supposed to go to. You're supposed to be in position to where you are today because of the prep talks that I give you. If you don't take that, then you're the fool. Because it's not that I didn't give it to you. I gave it to you. My grandmother gave me the steps. But I took the other path. But I'm not no fool. I'm far from that. That's the problem with people. People judge us and look at us in a different perspective.
How much do you credit yourself on how I am today?
100. That's the best thing that I did in my life. That I feel. The best thing.
If you have any advice for any parent, like new parents and things like that, with raising their kids, what would it be?
Love, support, teach, and we're not perfect, but try to be. Try to give positive reinforcement. Try. That's all we can do is try. We're human.
You want to cry?
No.
Well, thank you for coming to talk today. You was on the show. How you feel about that?
Well, what I
say it.
What I'll say to the people is be you. Don't be nobody else. You gotta be you. You gotta live for you, not no one else but you. And that's real talk. Be you. Because there's a lot of fake shit out there. Be you. That's it.